There we go. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Luke the window cleaner, Reanna. We're doing another live stream here, and with one of our children. The show is brought to you by Window Cleaning Resource. I'm sorry, this show is covering everything winter window cleaning. So we wanted to talk about shortened daylight hours, the solution that we use so it doesn't freeze. What's up, Julian? Can you guys hear us okay this time? Last time we had some mic issues. I wanted to see if you guys could hear us. I forgot about the fun delay. Anyways, I guess you guys can. Cool. Okay.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, it's my little brother. What's up, man? Let's start with shortened daylight hours. Reanna, do you want to tell them? This was Rihanna's idea. We started doing this year, and it's helped us a lot with our shortened daylight hours. So do you want to tell them what we do?
Well, we get up at 4 a.m. now, so that's one thing we do. But we've also, we want to talk about the keys?
Yeah.
We went to a couple of our customers and asked them and these are customers that we can bill out monthly, so we don't necessarily need a signature or anything at the store. We come, the same amount of time every month or whatever. And we asked them for keys to their businesses, and they gave them to us. So now we can get in, clean, and be out of there before anyone even shows up, so we're in no one's way, which is really helpful. And it's helpful for us because we can start earlier.
Yeah. It's really helped a whole lot having the keys to go to places. And one thing though, and like Rihanna said, with the signatures and everything, especially if you're being paid cash. Hey, what's up, Dread Man? If you're being paid cash at the stores, this isn't really going to work. You have to. This can only work with like probably larger corporate accounts that you're being they're invoicing and getting paid in 30 days by a check or anything like that. I think we'll continue trying to get keys for all of our storefronts now because it's really worked out well. We'll even do it in the summertime too, because regardless of the shortened daylight hours, we've been running into a problem with just adding on more and more and more storefronts, and by doing that, we're having a problem to getting to all of them. So, and that brings us to our next thing too. With the winter time here, guys, this is an awesome time to go out and get new storefront work. A lot of people ditch their storefronts right when it gets cold. So we started back in July. As all you guys know, it usually slows down around July. It's probably one of our slower months, really. So we started really going out and getting more storefronts back in July. And we're already finding that guys are abandoning their storefront jobs just because of the cold weather.
But we've been really successful in the last few months going out because, like Luke said, and plus during the summer, spring, it's a really good time to start a window cleaning company. So people go out and they low bid and they take business from other window cleaners, and then once the winter hits, they realize like, oh, this isn't something that's for me.
Yeah.
So it's been really good for us. For us, we made a vlog about it, about sticking to our guns about our pricing, and a lot of the jobs we've gotten, we've bid higher than the last guy because, again, it's a guy who didn't necessarily know what he was doing, and I did it when I first went out and started canvassing. So, but it's been really good.
Mm-hmm. And that is a great thing that we've been doing. We've landed, I don't know how many storefronts we've done lately or new jobs that we've gotten, and I think we've talked about this before, but one of the best ones we've done lately, we went to like a car dealership / auto body shop, and the guy was cleaning it for $35, and we went in at $135 and landed the job.
Well, we bid the job at, I think it was like $75, because we were just going to clean the amount of glass that he was cleaning, and then once the owner saw the kind of work we did, he was like, can you do, a couple more garage doors and a few other things, so we ended up turning it into $135.
$135 job.
Yeah. It's a good job. It's good people to work for. And, I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better job to get.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And this is another great point for all you new guys that are just starting your window cleaning companies. This is something I think you should really think about and decide what kind of business you want to have. Do you want to do storefronts? Do you want to do residential? Do you want to do both? Because if you're in an area that you have harsh winters, here in Kansas City, it's already getting cold. I think the coldest we've worked so far, what was it the other day?
The lowest was 12 or 13, but with the wind chill, it was like 15 miles an hour wind, so the wind chill made it feel like 0.
It was like 0 degrees, and we worked, I think, 10 hours. And in that day, oh yeah, that's when we did the 2 houses. So that day, we had 2 houses that day. I stuck outside doing all of the outside work, and Reanna went inside to do the inside work. So this is something you should really think about starting your business. What kind of company do you want to be? When I started the business, I decided that because of the winter factor, I don't ever want to have to sit around and wait for the phone to ring or anything like that. And obviously, most of you guys just stopped doing, you stopped getting phone calls in the winter for residential. So our business is alive and well even throughout the cold months. But there's a downside to that. You have to think about, are you capable or willing to work in that kind of weather? Because when you get these large accounts, these people and your customers are depending on you to be there. We have customers that have specifically told us, it's snowing, raining, whatever, I need you at my store to clean it every single week. So these are things you really have to take into consideration when starting your company.
This guy, Kyle, said, hi guys, I'm considering going to outside only days followed by inside only days in the winter because I hate bundling up and then unbundling. That really has a lot to do with, you just have to figure it out. We do not take off we bundle up, but we do not take off any clothes when we go into businesses. It's just finding that line. So, on a 0 degree day, I'll wear 3, what are those shirts called?
Long underwear? Or
yeah,
thermals.
I'll wear 3 thermals and a jacket, and I'm a little cold outside, but not miserable, and I'm not burning up on the inside. It's just finding
the right medium.
Because we don't want to waste time, with a heavy coat, clean all the windows, go back to the truck, put the coat up, or leave
bring the coat inside.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. So you have to figure out what works best for the temperature you're working in.
Hey Luke, have you ever used washer fluid at times? We're gonna get to the solution in 1 second, but I wanted
there was one question about keys. About keys to customers.
To get, this is from Mr. Glass. To get keys to your customers, do you guys have to show them a type of insurance for them? What do you do? What do to
How do you convince them?
Oh, how do you convince them? I can't read all of a sudden when we do a stream. I don't know why. Honestly, no one's asked us. Of course, we have insurance, but no one's asked us for that.
I think it's about developing a relationship with those customers. We've worked for these people for a while before. We didn't just get the job and be like, hey, we need keys. So we worked for them for a while, got to a point to where we didn't even need a signature anymore to clean the job and send them out a bill. So they trust us enough to do that. So we've cleaned their homes, so it's just, I think it's developing a relationship with your customer. And then, once you have that trust, then asking them for keys has worked out for us.
Yeah, because that's something you may run into where they're going to ask you for an insurance or for a specific type of insurance. And I'm really not too sure because it hasn't happened to us yet. But like Reanna said, the key thing is building, and you should already be building that kind of relationship with your customers, regardless of keys or not. But we've just simply asked district managers. We've explained the situation to them. We have shortened daylight hours. We're trying to make sure that we're still providing the same quality of service and we're showing up on time and everything. So do you mind if we have keys to the stores? And no one's had a problem with giving them to us. But I did want to get back to that layer or how you dress. I think that's one of the most important things because for me, I know it can make or break my day. And that's why we're huge on dressing in layers. because you can always shed layers, and you can put those layers back on. And it makes it really convenient, because the problem we have is when we start out in the days, we'll start off in like the other day, I think we started off working and it was 18 or 17 degrees. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's almost like 45. So it's really hard to dress for a day like that. So we try to layer up in the morning, and you can shed those layers and start loosening them throughout the day. And we just keep them in the truck. We don't like big bulky coats or the big overalls. I guess it's my and Reanna's personal preference, but we don't like to be big and bulky like that. I don't want to wear all of that garbage all day. We like to try to keep it as streamlined as we can, so we can kind of maneuver a little bit easier. And I want to talk to you guys about gloves too.
I think maybe we should just go through the list, and then we'll go back through and maybe answer. I don't know if that would be better. You think?
Yeah. Bye, guys. Have to go. See you, man. Work fast, you stay warm. I don't buy cheap winter clothing. I always spend good money on winter clothing as it's essential.
Let's do the list.
Okay. Solution. So, do you guys, for window cleaning solution, this is always asked a lot around this time of year. For our solution, we either use windshield washing fluid and or methanol alcohol. And the thing is it's one and the same, really. Methanol alcohol is what they put into windshield washing fluid to prevent it from freezing. Now, on really, really cold days, and we're already starting to see this, you're going to probably want to go straight to methanol alcohol. I would say start with a cup to 2 cups of methanol alcohol for every gallon of water. And the thing is, a lot of people, and this is something we ran into too, it's not convenient for us to get methanol alcohol because there's one place in Kansas City that has it, and it's kind of like a mom and pop race shop. You'll find, if you Google in your area race shops and call them, you'll find those are the guys that are going to have the methanol alcohol. And it's much cheaper too. I think up there it's for 1 gallon of straight methanol alcohol is $3. Now 1 gallon of windshield washing fluid is also $3. But the thing is, they dilute it way down. So you're only getting like a cup or maybe a cup and a half of methanol alcohol to that 1 gallon of liquid.
We used it the other day, and it was so cold that even that, we used straight windshield wiper fluid, and it was already freezing. It was freezing on the glass a little bit. It's kind of like on a hot day when you have to keep wiping it over and, and squeegeing it down so it doesn't dry in the glass. We had to do the same thing.
You have to do the same thing to keep the methanol, because what's happening is so diluted that not all of that methanol is on the window, so you have to kind of almost clean just like it's on a hot day, like Reanna's saying. But yeah, so if that's what we do. I've heard of other people using different types of alcohol to keep their water from freezing and different techniques. The most important thing, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about this, if you look into methanol alcohol, and especially windshield washing fluid, guys, it is poisonous. And that's something you really need to keep in mind. That's why when we're going on inside of homes, we don't use methanol. We don't use the methanol alcohol. And when we go into storefronts, we're very, very conscious of what we're doing with that liquid. Now, it would be crazy. You're gonna have to be dripping the solution down a window, and a child's gonna have to be sitting there drinking it as you're cleaning the window. So it's gonna be like a crazy scenario that anything could happen. But you should keep this in mind, especially for yourselves. You shouldn't be bathing in it. When we work, we usually use latex gloves with methanol alcohol, and we just don't like it being on our hands all day. Because I can imagine someone, just having it on your hands all day, and then, I don't know, maybe you're eating food or chewing gum or chewing on your nails or something. Over a long period of time, I don't think that's a good idea. I read somewhere that a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of methanol alcohol could be fatal for a child or for an adult. So you really should keep that in mind and be careful with that. So, yeah.
And the windshield wiper fluid is blue, so don't take that inside someone's home and drip it on their carpet or, on their bed. It's just a bad idea. Normally, the inside of the house should be warm enough to where you don't have to use that, whether that means carrying 2 buckets or carrying... the other day, whenever Luke was outside and I was inside, I just had my little squirt bottle full of water, and that's what I used. and Luke used the methanol alcohol on the outside, just because, I mean, it is warm enough on the inside. You shouldn't have to use it at all in there.
No,
Normally.
There's really just no point of bringing it in there, and it's a waste of your methanol alcohol because it's more expensive. And for your solution in the winter, guys, soap freezes. So if you're using like Dawn dish detergent, like what we do for our solution, you want to use as little as possible, and that kind of sucks because we like a lot of Glide on our solution, but that soap will freeze, so that's kind of working against you in the winter. That soap can freeze up on you. This is also another question we get a lot, is gloves. What kind of gloves do we wear? We have kind of a different glove system. Do you want to tell them what we do with the latex gloves and the knitted gloves?
Oh, we have big bulky gloves that are waterproof. Luke wears them, especially when he's poling, because his pole gets so ice cold. So he'll wear those gloves. But like for me, I'm doing hand tools. They're a little too bulky for me, and they can cramp up your hand, and detailing becomes an issue. So we just found the best way for us is just knitted gloves with latex gloves over it. After we're done with our jobs, we throw them up on the dashboard, get them a little warm. If
it's our heater.
It's really only reason why it's getting wet is because of sweat from your hand. So you just dry them off real quick, put them back on. I mean, it's simple. You can wear them on the inside too. It's not going to slow you down on the inside. So that's the boring answer to our gloves. Some guy pulled up next to us the other day and was like, "What gloves are you guys wearing?"
He was so disappointed because.
And then Luke was just like, "Knitted gloves and latex," and he was like, "Dang it!"
And also, I noticed that you're gonna kind of acclimate to the weather a little bit. Like right now, 30 degrees some days seems really cold on our hands. But I know, like in the dead of winter last year, I was working, and so was Reanna. I mean, there could be days where it was like 25, maybe 30 degrees, no gloves. Like you slowly but surely kind of acclimate to the weather, and I've definitely noticed that over the last couple of years. But for bigger gloves, say if you're using, if you're doing a lot of pole work, I use waterproof, almost like work gloves. There's a lot of gloves on Window Cleaning Resource that I've seen guys talk about. Sealskin. I think it's Tradman. I think you use sealskin gloves. I haven't really given them a try. We might dive into that later on and try something different. I don't know.
Steve asked if your flick pad's frozen yet.
My flick pad, it did freeze because I was there's, at one of those houses we were cleaning, there's a large archway window in a stairwell. And I had forgot that the pad had normal solution on it from the day before, and I just didn't want to dip it in the methanol alcohol, so I set it on the outside of the home, and then it froze out there, and then when I took it in, that was not good. So yeah, it did freeze. Then that's something else I wanted to tell you guys too. I don't know if you guys have a garage that you park your work truck in, or if you've got a warm place you can bring your vehicle into, but that's something you really have to keep in mind, is bringing all of that stuff in every night, and that's another point of always keeping your vehicle as organized as you possibly can, so we're not fooling around with it for an extra 10 or 20 minutes every night trying to get everything together and take it inside, and you gotta bring it back out in the morning. That's why I'm sure you guys, maybe some of you guys have seen the work truck organizational video I have, but we keep all of our tools in milk crates. And in those milk crates, we also put another compartment where we put our soap, steel wool, and all of that. So when we have to take everything in that could freeze, it's just all right there. You can bring it in, put it inside, and in the morning just grab it when you're headed out the door. So it's kind of convenient. This is also a really important thing for guys that are just starting out, and maybe this is for some experienced guys. But if you have started your company strictly based on residential and winter comes around, I hope that you guys are stockpiling and squirreling away some money. Because I don't know what else you're going to do during the winter. If you've got a plan that you're just doing residential, you're going to have to find something else to do unless you stockpiled a lot of money. I know a lot of guys push snow and do different things like that. But we just do window cleaning, so I would hope that you're saving money if you just do residential. Another thing is this is a great time of the year to get organized. Do you want to tell them what we're doing this winter?
We're going to redo our business website.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're sorry, guys. It's a winter day. I guess we're kind of sleepy. We're doing. We're going to redo our website. We have a lot of things coming for our company. This gives you a good time to sit back and I think really evaluate your company, see where you're at, create new goals that you want to reach for the next year.
Get your marketing together, all your marketing stuff for residential or storefronts or whatever you're going to do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like everything, because we've been thinking about this since July. What are we going to do this winter when we have a little bit more free time? We've already kind of come up with a list. We want to redo the website. We're already talking about rolling out or creating the marketing and flyers and things of that nature for this upcoming season. We're trying to add an employee coming in the next 2 months or so. We're going to start interviewing and looking for an employee. So this really, if you do storefronts or residential, doesn't matter. This is a great time for administration stuff and really taking a look at your business, because once spring, I don't know, February, March hits, I mean, you're going to start ramping back up, and all of these things need to be in place already, so then you can just start focusing on doing the actual work and getting paid, making money. I don't think I'll do that one there. So,
Go through and see.
yeah,
I keep seeing people talk about GG4. I've never used it. I don't know if you've used it before.
no, I haven't.
We just keep it pretty simple. We just use Dawn, and we see people use Dawn and vinegar. We see people use GG4. So we don't really have any experience with that. But for us, I don't have a problem with Dawn. I never have.
No. And the thing about GG4, and this is why I would love to give GG4 a try, but I guess this is where I'm kind of coming from. I've known a lot of guys that have used GG4, and it just doesn't have the same kind of slip as Dawn. I don't know, so I think I'd rather just stay with Dawn.
Let's see. Someone has something about signs. Barack. Yes, when you clean the interior windows of your storefront customers, do you remove any signs or decals, or have them remove them, or just leave them? I think it really depends.
Yeah.
We have some customers that have signs that are larger, and if we were to break them, it would cost a lot of money, and we just kind of discussed that when we first got the account that this one window won't be cleaned. But then we have other accounts where we move them. They just have like the suction pads up on the window. We remove those and clean and then put them back.
Some of that stuff is really just from job to job to job. I mean, it always varies, and it varies for us every single time too. And we try to take that, like Reanna said, we'll talk to the customer ahead of time. But it usually, definitely when you have paper signs like taped to the window, if I can remove it, I will, but it's faster to just go around the thing. So it always just depends from job to job.
Are You For Real says, do you offer window painting or team up with window paint artist?
You wouldn't want to see any of our window painting. It would be awful.
Marcus asks if we use washer fluid. We do. Do as your wife says, you'll live longer. Thank you.
She's always right, guys.
I really am.
She really is always right.
Hard watermarks on glass. Any suggestions?
Hard watermarks on glass. Any suggestions? Man, there's so many different things with hard water. I mean, the first thing I would do is get a professional hard water remover agent. We use A1 from Titan Labs, the same company that makes GG4. We've had a lot of good luck with it. I really like how that works. But the thing about hard water, a lot of time it's really going to be the abrasive pad and how you're removing it. We use steel wool, and you can use a grinder or sander to remove that. Do you soak the rubbers in warm water before you start?
That's something else that we did last year when it gets really cold. We switched to soft rubber.
Mm-hmm.
So we use hard rubber all year round, and it's just more durable. But during the winter, we use soft rubber.
Yeah.
It just takes the cold a little bit better.
It does. So on like super super cold days, we would suggest switching over to a softer rubber. We typically always use Ettore hard rubber, but on like really really cold days, we might switch over because you'll notice that it's almost like it's not removing all of the water. You'll see kind of like almost like a haze on there. So if you switch over to a softer rubber, sometimes in the winter you'll see that I think it does a better job.
Kane asks, you may have discussed this, but how is the water-fed pole affecting business positively or negatively?
Oh man, I'll let you talk about that. Well, Reanna, when we got the water-fed pole, we kind of made a decision, and we just think it works better for us too. But Reanna's really been like the water-fed pole guru and master.
And we also get the question, we've gotten it twice now. I don't remember what his name is, but he asked us why we don't use the water-fed pole on our storefront in commercial work.
Yeah.
But
and
first,
why we don't use one on the inside too.
First, the water-fed pole has been amazing. We can get a whole extra house done in a day. So where we were doing 3 houses, we can do 4 in a day now. Now, it has been a lot of like trial and error. We have a couple, we have customers that only do a yearly clean, and on those houses, we do have to go through first with steel wool and scrub up the windows first.
Yeah.
But it's been really great. We haven't used it on any commercial yet, and we don't plan on using it on any storefront. Some of the larger commercial accounts we just got, and they hadn't been cleaned before. So I don't think a water-fed pole would have been the most effective way to get it done, especially like with paint removal and all the grime that's been on those windows, because who knows how long it's been since they were cleaned. But I think it's been great. We just got a Tucker brush, the one with the dual jets and the fan jets, and we're going to try that out tomorrow. We have a French paint job, and we think it's going to be like 45 degrees, so it should be warm enough where we can use it on the outside of the home. So.
And guys, look, we're not experts in every single thing window cleaning. I mean, we're just not. We're still human beings. We are new to the water-fed pole and pure water systems. We've both done a lot of research on it, and so we think it's neat because we get to learn with you guys on some of this too. We have been looking for the best brush, because the brush that came with the Phoenix, we have a facelift Phoenix carbon 30-foot pole, and the brush that came with it doesn't seem to be like really aggressive. I don't know. So we looked into the best brushes, and honestly, what we see on the Window Cleaning Resource Forum and Facebook and all these other places, we keep seeing Tucker. You have to use a Tucker brush. So we're gonna try it out. We're gonna do a review on the Tucker brush and let you guys know how it works. And that's one thing I wanted to say too. And me and Reanna talk about this all the time. And we're not dogging anyone, but a lot of guys really, really rely on that water-fed pole, which we totally understand. You can get tons more work done with it, but I think you'll find, especially for wintertime, you're going to have to shelve the water-fed pole eventually. I mean, I see some guys with these hot water systems and things like this.
Or even if, say, you only bring one of your DI tanks and it blows.
Yeah, and your DI tank blows.
5 minutes of your job. That's why we always bring our ladders with us, even if we're not going to get up on a ladder that day. We'll bring them with us just in case.
Just in case.
Because you should be able to switch seamlessly between the two.
So if you're new, my suggestion would be to definitely invest in a water-fed pole. I honestly would. Now that we have one, we wish we would have invested in a water-fed pole years ago. But you have to master how to use a squeegee and the traditional brush. You really have to master that, because what happens, whatever could go wrong will go wrong. You have to remember that. So you need to be prepared for that. And also, it's like, I don't know how you're doing the insides that great unless you're just Stingray and everything. I don't know.
Yeah, and so we don't water-fed pole our storefronts because they're so small. And not like super small, but I mean just like
too small for a water fed
Too small
pole.
for a water fed pole, and with our TDS is kind of high. I
200?
think it's between like 200 and 300,
Yeah.
depending on where we are in the city, and so it would be a waste of money. There's not. It just doesn't make sense for us to use the water fed pole. You guys all know we clean a church's chicken. We clean church's chickens all the time, but
I got some good chicken.
but it just wouldn't make sense for us to use the water fed pole there or the indoor water fed pole because there's so much grease and grime and fingerprints that it would just ruin that pad. We have talked about getting one because we have a couple accounts, larger accounts with some tricky windows on the inside that really just need a dusting, but
Like that apartment complex?
yeah, that could just use a light dusting. So we've talked about getting one, but as of right now, we're pretty happy doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
And and it is winter. In the summer, who knows? We could once we get the places all cleaned up and on a regular schedule, we could maybe use the water fed pole at some of the larger
We could.
commercial accounts. But
it just comes into one of those things like, you have to remember, is it cost effective for our 3/4 cubic tank? It's right around like $200 to either fill it with resin or get a new tank. So it comes down to being a cost effective thing. Is it efficient when it comes to time? Because you got to hook it up or you got to get it out. I think it's faster, cheaper, and just better all around using traditional tools for your storefronts. So it's gonna.
it's just like mixed reviews, I think, on the water fed pole. Some people are like, Ian said, they don't want people don't want to see that on their outside of their homes. But we're I don't want to say training, but we are opening our customers. We've already warned them about it. When we went through not only is it streak free and all the plus sides, but it is safer. It is 100% safer for us, and so far we haven't had a problem with it.
No, it's been awesome.
And we're not using it at every house. If it's a ranch, it doesn't really make much sense to use it there, I don't think, because Luke and I can clean a ranch pretty quickly.
Save the money on that resin.
Yeah, but if it's, there's tricky third-story windows and Luke would have to climb on the roof or hang out the window to normally get that, we will use the water-fed pole just for safety reasons. We've talked about this because Luke has done some crazy stuff before, I think.
Yeah, a little cowboy.
It's just not worth it. It's not worth it because say you're charging $350, $400 for a house, and you're doing some tricky work up on a roof or something. That $400 isn't worth the rest of your life or the months that you could have ended up being hurt in the hospital, crippled. Who knows? It's just safety is one of our priorities right now, especially with talking about hiring people. We want to hire, and if we get employees, we don't necessarily want them up on ladders all the time.
Or seeing me up there doing crazy stuff and this is the way you do it. So
yeah.
The water fed pole will be great for new employees. I've got it. Steve-O, what's up, man? He said, Luke, I always use water fed pole on the insides. Customers love the results, do they?
A kitty hairbrush is best for water fed pole construction jobs.
We'll keep that in mind, man. If you don't mind, share the link with us, Steve-O. And I gotta say thanks to Steve-O, actually. He's the one,
Yes, thank you so much for talking to Luke so much. I told him, I was like, you are bugging the crap out of that guy.
Well, he helped us a lot with because we had a lot of questions when it came to the water-fed pole, and Steve-O actually was the one that gave us, we're using a lot of his techniques and what that guy has found best to work for him. So yeah, I really appreciate that, man. Me and my best mate who uses water-fed pole have many competitions on who can do the most houses and make the most money. Trad versus water-fed pole, we normally are even. Man, I think that I don't know, man. It just depends. Like Reanna said, man. It really depends from job to job. Like I know Steve-O, he's the one that's talked to us. He was telling us that they really only use the water fed pole for third story, second story, and cut ups. Other than that, they do all the ground level traditional.
And so we've been doing that too.
Yeah.
And it is faster. You know, I can water fed pole, and then by the time I'm done and moved around, Luke is, you know, right behind me on the bottoms. He is faster than I am.
No.
At houses, I really slow down because I just want to get everything perfect. So I'm just like, oh.
You are a perfectionist.
And houses, yeah, definitely. You know, these places where we go once a week, or you know, it doesn't have to be spotless. But, half the time there's someone coming in, touching the glass, being like, "Missed spot." I'm just like, I'm not getting it.
No, not for the weeklies, man.
No.
So guys, back for the winter, we kind of got veered off a little bit on water fed pole.
Oh, Marcus has one more question. What do you suggest as a start off water fed pole?
What do we say? I mean, it's difficult because, look, over the course of the next year, guys, we're going to start purchasing and using different systems. We're going to get an RODI system. Right now, we're just using a DI. We're really happy with the system that we purchased. The system that we got was the 3/4 inch or the 3/4 cubic DI tank, and it was the 30-foot carbon Phoenix pole. And so far, we've been really happy with it. We spent right around, and that was kind of something that I was always worried about, and so was Reanna, was the cost of the system. A lot of people have this idea that the systems are really expensive. That system that we got, all in all, we spent right around, I'd say no more than $1,300 between the tank and the pole, and that's it. Now, you're going to need some extra tubing.
And this is just our starter water fed pole kit, I guess.
Yeah.
Do I think that we'll have a Phoenix? We'll buy more Phoenix? I don't know yet. Because there are a lot of other companies that make, you know, excellent water fed poles, and we're seeing that more and more. And we really just wanted to get one to make sure that it was going to be a good fit for us.
Yep.
I think because we had heard mixed reviews about it, and I think we're pretty happy with it. And I think we'll take maybe the winter and really look into the best system for us and for our needs. And I think that we will probably purchase another one before too long.
Just saying, I'm pretty interested to see what Tucker's got. So yeah, maybe a Tucker system. I don't know. We'll see. And I think Ken Taylor was talking about the Zero Pure, and I know that switch just happened. The new Zero Pure, that's a RODI system that used to be Wash It, and now it's Zero Pure. We are also wanting to try one of those. Anything else with winter window cleaning that we really want to talk about? I would say just one of my suggestions is to just plan for your winters. Make sure you honestly have warm clothes. You have tons of methanol alcohol or windshield washing fluid, whatever kind of solution whatever kind of chemical you're using to prevent the water from freezing. You should have all of these things in place before winter gets here. Just don't be that guy that you wake up, it's 18 degrees outside, you don't really have the right clothes to wear, you don't have the right additive for your solution. You just don't want to be that guy. So prepare. I think no matter what you do, wintertime always slows you down. If it's not putting your gloves on when you get out of the truck, bulking up a little bit more, it's just usually slower work in the winter. So that's why we've been getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we try to streamline all of our, if it's putting gloves on or where those gloves are in the vehicle or how the tools are set up, we try streamlining all of this, because those little bitty inconveniences really start building up over the day, and before you know it, you're skipping 2 to 3 storefronts every single day, and you're losing out on a lot of extra cash.
Is Zero? Is that the one?
The Zero Pure is what Wash It used to be. That's what they keep talking about. Guys, I'm really glad to see everyone joining us for the show today.
If you guys want, just underneath this video, leave comments and tell us what you guys want us to talk about next time. Waterfed pole, it's kind of hard for us because we are new at it, so I don't know if we could do like an entire show on it yet. We're pretty interested in that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We're YouTubing that. We're trying to figure that out for ourselves. But anything that you guys want us to talk about, we can talk about multiple things. If you guys just want to hang out and just have a conversation, talk about our cats, whatever you want to do.
And by the way,
just let us know.
This suggestion came from Clean Windows from YouTube. We have a vlog now, and we will vlog about every week. And when we vlog,
don't say when. It's just whenever we feel like it.
Whenever we feel like it.
If I don't feel like doing it next week, we won't do it.
But when we will ask you guys, and please always comment, tell us what you guys want to hear, and we'll kind of make a shout out to you. But we want to talk about what you guys want to hear about.
Talk about how cool your brother is.
Oh, Jesse's still watching.
He's pretty cool.
White Channel Madness. Steve-O, we do need to do I don't know. Steve-O, I don't know if you follow us on Facebook, and if none of you guys follow us on Facebook, go hit the like button over at Luke the Window Cleaner on Facebook. But we recently purchased Unger Ninja channels. We're gonna give them a whirl. Ninja. We're gonna give them a try. And I wanted to answer this. This is a really good question by Thomas. He says, "Do you place ladders on the snow when working in the winter?" Man, I just wouldn't. I would, unless you have someone spotting that ladder. I would not do that by yourself. No way. I really wouldn't.
We don't ladder storefronts at all. We try not to do commercials. So at a certain point, you have to decide if it's still okay for you to be doing residential. We're still doing residential, but there is no snow on the ground. Once there's snow and ice, we'll have to kind of take a little bit of a break from residential work.
And use common sense. I mean, for us, it's common sense. Like, we had a ranch the other day, and it was, 18 degrees. There was snow on the roof. There was snow on the ground. But it's fine because I don't have to use ladders. So obviously, I'm not going to turn that customer away.
And there was 3 windows she wanted him to clean that he would have had to get on a roof, a section of the roof to do. And she had a metal roof with snow on top of it.
It was a shake roof.
Oh, a shake roof with snow on top of it. And we had to tell her, I'm sorry, it is just not safe for us to get up on that roof, and we couldn't hang out the window or, stick our arms around the window.
Yeah.
It just wasn't safe, and she completely understood.
Yeah, she was totally cool with it.
Yeah, we took that off the price, and she was just 100% okay with it.
Yeah. So, and I think you'll find that too in the winter. If you just talk to your customers a lot of times, guys, if you just cannot bear the cold, I would not just not go to your jobs, because we're the kind of people that are going to go take it. And I mean, I'm just being honest. It's business. The guys that just stop showing up to their jobs, your customers, your storefront customers are sitting there scratching their heads like, where is this guy? We'll show up and we'll take the job. So if it's just too cold and you can't get out there, call them. I don't know why I'm telling you that, because if you're in Kansas City, don't call them.
Call us.
Call us. We'll go take your job. But yeah, that's a huge part for us. That's one of my favorite things about winter, is just building that storefront client. I mean, it's really been crazy lately. Lately, I'm not trying to brag, but lately we've been adding, for us it's good, we've been adding at least 1 to 2 new jobs a week. And we've been almost keeping that up since July. Because we've been like, winter's coming, let's bulk up on storefronts and really go crazy with this.
Especially with looking to hire someone, we wanted to... We had a specific number that we wanted to... add on to our company, and
it's getting there. It's really good, guys.
Steve says that the water-fed pole gets you buff, and that was like the one thing. That was like the one thing I was excited about. I was like, my arms are going to be so toned. I am so excited about this.
Yeah, no, that water-fed pole, it really is. It's something on your shoulders, man. That's why Steve-O's getting so bulked up. I don't know if you guys watch Steve-O's channel, but when he first started his channel, he still wasn't as skinny as I am, but he was a skinny guy. But now, if you guys see Steve-O, he's like, It's just all from water-fed polling. So cancel your fitness plan or Planet Fitness memberships and go straight to water-fed polling. I live in Tradman says, I live in Scotland. If it's not windy, you're not in Scotland. You got to work through it, bro. Thomas asks, great, thanks. Would you do the same in the strong wind? We work in strong wind. In my opinion, strong wind is one of the worst scenarios to work in, but we still work in it.
And but if he stays up on a ladder and he doesn't feel safe, then I would spot the ladder for him.
Yes, absolutely, and that is a great thing. Working with Reanna is that, you know, and if you guys work with an employee or your wife or whoever, if you don't feel comfortable, just get someone to spot the ladder for you. For repetitive strain, I think they're talking about the accelerator, the water-fed pole. All right, guys, well, we're going to wrap it up. We've really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. The show will air second Sunday of every month, and we're going to change the time to 1 o'clock.
If that sounds cool.
Yeah, so we want to change to 1 o'clock because I know people like Tradman and people in the UK, it's like 9 o'clock over there, or 9:30 right now. So we want to adjust the time so everybody in the world can have time to sit and hang out with us. Oh, and I wanted to make 2 shout-outs to 2 really cool videos, or 2 really cool channels that we watch. One he's commenting on here right now. It's Tradman. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, swing by and check out Tradman's channel. Just like it says, he does a lot of traditional window cleaning reviews and tool reviews and things like that. He's got a lot of skill, and he's got a really cool channel. Also check out John Ryan. John Ryan is from Ireland, and John and I have been communicating back and forth, and we've talked about doing some collaborations and things for a long time. John is a really cool and down-to-earth good guy. He's got an awesome channel. He covers a lot of water-fed pole work, traditional work, and he's also got a little bit of like a landscaping business as well. So if you guys want, I'll leave the 2 links for Tradman's channel and John Ryan's channel in the link in the description below once this video goes
I just
up on
found
YouTube.
a cool. I just stumbled upon a kind of cool channel. I think it's just a new channel, Odds and Sods.
Oh, Odds and Sods, man.
Yeah, I stumbled upon it looking through window cleaning, and like that guy's pretty good. So
yeah,
I don't know if you'll link it or not, but Odds. I think he just started out, so he only has a couple of videos, but it was pretty cool what he does.
Odds and Sods, if you've made it through the 40 minutes of us talking, man, and you're at this point, you've got a really cool channel, and we really look forward to seeing what else you can come out with. And if you guys are on YouTube right now, YouTube Odds and Sods, is that what it is? Odds and Sods. He's got some pretty cool videos,
I think
man.
he's got like 2 or 3.
2 or 3 videos.
But he's good.
He's good. And we'd like to do that too. If you guys have a YouTube channel and it's about window cleaning and we don't know about it or haven't discovered it, please send us a comment or a like. We love watching that stuff.
Send me some t-shirts and I'll wear it on the show.
Yes, anyone has any t-shirts.
It's your company. If there's a cat on it, just send it to. I love t-shirts. Small.
Well, we'd have to give you the P.O. Box number. We'll give you a P.O. Box number for that.
Small t-shirt. I'll wear it because I love them. Just send them to me.
Hey, guys. Thank you very much, everybody. I see everyone's kind of getting off of here. So, again, we're changing the time to 1 p.m. It's second Sundays of every month. And I wanted to thank Window Cleaning Resource for helping us out with the show and everything. Chris and Alex, what's up, guys? Thank you for all your support. Guys, we'll see you next month.
Jesse's coming over.
Jesse, you're coming over? I didn't think my little brother watched this stuff. So, what's up, Jesse? Sorry about the mean shout out I'm going to give you in about 2 weeks. All right, guys. Have a good one. See you later.